guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Vicky from Performing Arts Academy Wales, and today we've got some tips for you on dance exams. We follow the ISTD syllabus, which is the Imperial Society of Teachers of Dancing, and we do ballet, tap and modern exams all in that syllabus. Tip number one. Now, one of the things you really want to do is just know the syllabus inside out. And one thing I would say to help you to do that is listen to the music. And you want to be listening to the music over and over and over. So when I was learning my Advanced 1 ballet, I remember I used to have to drive over to Bristol for it, and that's about an hour away from Cardiff. And I just used to listen to the music in the car. It would go through more than once, and I would just listen to it over and over. I'd always put myself at the front of the bar, so I learnt it. I knew it. I wasn't copying anyone, and that really helped me to learn the syllabus. So maybe if you walk to school, get the music on your iPod and get your headphones in, listen to it on the way to school or when you go to the gym, maybe as you're falling asleep if that works for you. Don't do it if it's going to mean you can't get to sleep, but you just want to listen to the music as much as you can. And most of this music for exam stuff, either you could ask your teacher for it or you could listen to it on YouTube. There are always options out there. Okay, tip number 2 is to always make sure you apply your corrections. Now, I speak on behalf of every teacher out there. We are not saying them for our own benefit, okay? We've done our exams, we've learnt our teaching exams, we're doing this to help you, okay? If there's a general correction given to the class, check if it applies to you. If it's a specific correction, apply it, okay? You probably hear when you do certain exercises, maybe your teacher uses the same words or she says the same phrase. Like, I know some of my students know that on some exercises I always say the same thing: do it. That's why we're saying it, because you need to do it, okay? There's no point saying that you want to get a distinction and then completely ignoring all the corrections that are given in class, okay? Corrections are a gift from your teacher to help you to improve, okay? So apply your corrections. Okay, tip number 3 is to remember that every examiner is different. Okay, so you don't know what an examiner's looking for. Some examiners may be deemed harsher markers or more lenient markers, but you just have to go in there and do your absolute best and just know that you've done your best. And if you do that, then you'll come out feeling great, okay? But every examiner is different, so don't expect anything. You don't know what they're gonna like. They might like more old school stuff. They might like, if it's a jazz exam, they might like more traditional stuff. They might like more modern stuff. Like, you just don't know, so you can't preempt that. Just remember that every examiner is different, and all you can do is just go in and do your best, because then you'll feel so much better about it. Tip number 4 is that if something goes wrong in your exam, or if you forget something or something goes wrong, you've just got to brush it off. You can't let it affect how you feel about the rest of your exam. I don't know how the mark schemes work on other exam boards, but on the ISTD syllabus, you get marks like it's your use of space throughout the whole exam, or it's your port de bras throughout the whole exam, or it's your clarity of beating throughout the whole exam. It's not just one exercise. So, I mean, the examiners understand that you're nervous, so if one exercise goes wrong or if you have a mental blank, you can't let that affect how you feel for the rest of the exam. You've just got to brush it off and be like, right, it's done. I've done it, I don't have to do it again. Carry on, just carry on. You've just got to brush it off, because if you let it affect the rest of your exam, then you're just going to have an awful time, and then things are just going to keep going wrong and you're just going to feel awful. So just brush it off. Tip number 5 is to always watch your grooming. Okay, now grooming is a really important part of the exam process, so I don't think any teacher would let you actually go into your exam without good grooming. So you need your hair to be immaculate, you've got to be wearing the right clothing, your shoes have got to be right. Help your teacher out don't turn up to the exam with your hair loose. Like, because you're just going to stress yourself out trying to get your hair sorted in time. I mean, I've had before where I had a ballet exam and I spent an hour and a half trying to do my hair, and I just couldn't get it in a bun. It was just stressing me out. You know, I just took a deep breath and I was like, look, I do this nearly every day. Breathe, just do it, and then I was fine. Your grooming's really important. You need to turn up to your exam feeling prepared, and you can't do that if you're not in the right clothes or your hair's loose or whatever. Just think about your grooming. It's a really important part of the exam, so just make sure you're all ready to go. Tip number 6 is to try and find a pattern in any free work. Okay, now the ISTD syllabus, we have a lot of free work in our exams, particularly in the ballet exams, and usually when someone's setting free work, there's like some kind of pattern in there. So if I was setting a ballet allegro warm-up, and I might be saying that we're going to do 4 sautés in first, 4 sautés in second, changement, 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 soubresaut, changement, soubresaut, changement, soubresaut. There's a pattern in that. We're doing 4 in first, 4 in second, and then we're changing. And you've got to find that pattern. There's going to be some logic behind it. Or if it's in modern, I might have something that starts off in the corner, travels upstage, and then travels across and then down back to the corner, and I've made like a triangle shape. You can always find some kind of pattern in your free work, so I would kind of look out for that and get that in my head. The other thing you want to do with your free work is concentrate. Concentrate when the examiner's setting it. Don't just stress about it, but you need to make sure you know your vocab. I use a lot of vocabulary when I'm teaching my students, so they're pretty hot on their vocabulary. They already know a lot of it, so I hope they then don't get themselves too stressed out about free work. But yeah, if you know your vocab, that's going to help. But look for a little pattern in the free work, even if it's just we've done this and then we repeat it on the left. So you can be like, okay, well, I was going in that direction on the right, so I'm going to go in that direction on the left. There's a pattern in there, so look for your pattern. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I've got so many tips for you that we're going to do a part 2. So I hope you've enjoyed these tips. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so that you don't miss out on part 2. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.